Hey guys, welcome back to Just for Fun. This is Matt here. We're going to play some Expert Boom here in Modern. This is kind of a crazy, ridiculous combination brew kind of thing. So basically, I was looking at how the expertise cards work with Restore Balance and how they work with Boom Bust. Actually, I was looking at how this card and this card work together. So basically, or the more importantly, these two. Basically, how it works is with the split cards. If you have a free cast a card effect, it lets you use the more expensive side of the split card. Even though I don't think that's how the rule's meant to be, but it works out that way. So if you play Ceram's Expertise for 4, it says make 3 dudes and cast a card that costs 3 or less. Now, the boom half of this costs 2, the bust costs 6. But because boom is less than 3, it lets you cast bust for free. So you can make 3 dudes and blow up all the lands, and sometimes that's enough to win the game because you're putting your opponent so behind on resources. Similarly, this is like active treason and then cast something that costs 2 or less. So you can cast bust or you can cast restore balance actually off of these. So, when I was looking at how these things work together, I noticed that, basically the old way of doing this is like in Living End or in Restore Balance. In Modern, we have Violent Outburst or other Cascade cards as a way to cast Restore Balance. So based on how Cascade works, it makes the construction of the deck interesting because you have to have only cards that cost 3 or more, so you know that when you Cascade, you're going to hit one of these. Now, this deck it's a little tricky because you don't know whether you're going to blow up all the creatures too or just the lands necessarily, but it tries to kind of take advantage of that anyway. Basically, when I was brewing with these cards, I came across the Restore Balance list, and I was like, all right, rather than try to reinvent the wheel fully, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cram the expertise cards and the boom bust into the Restore Balance shell and just see how it works as a mashup. And it's been kind of interesting. It actually works pretty well, better than I thought it would be. The mana is a little screwy because you have to have a lot of basic lands to play these border posts. Basically, the point of the border posts is they let you bounce the lands back to your hand and still have mana sources. So, when you cast your Restore Balance, you're blowing up more lands because you don't have any lands in play, you just have the border posts, and B, you have some lands in hand that you can play after so you can rebuild faster than your opponent. So that's kind of how that works. Plus, it lets you use Greater Gargadon to sacrifice all of the lands to remove suspend counters, and also to have no lands in play when Restore Balance goes off, and sacrifice your creature tokens too that you get from Expertise and Souls, so that you don't have any creatures, and that just supercharges the ability of this to get this guy in play faster. You basically want to engineer a situation where you blow up all your opponent's lands and creatures, and you put a 9/7 haste in play, which is like generally a 2-turn clock. And that should be enough to win most games. So because of how involved all the combos are in here, we've left the sideboard open for interpretation, I'll put it that way. But basically, I didn't want to futz with the combo and the sideboard. I didn't want to disrupt what we were trying to do, so I just kind of left it blank for now. Plus, because as you know, if any of you are longtime watchers, I love you, but this is just for fun, so fuck sideboarding. Sideboarding is for people who can admit they've made a mistake, and that's not us, right? So no. No, I'm just teasing, but it's not competitive, so we don't really care about that too much. We just want to go out there and try to pull off something stupid, and this deck can and has done it. So watch the vids, you'd be surprised. Thanks, bye.